This is a full playthrough starting here from the itch client. That is where our game is currently hosted privately. This clean capture is part of our efforts to be able to promote the game and share it publicly. We are looking at either that same client, which is meant for independent games. It is for free or commercial projects, or eventually on the Oculus store would be our ideal target. This is the mission control scene. There's no audio in this recording, but we can make another one going forward. This is the virtual reality room that will take us to Eros. The whole game takes place in that mission control scene, and the virtual reality makes you transported to the different scenes. This collection of Eros scenes from different cutouts of the asteroid, where you explore and collect various 3D models using real data from NASA and data points using different media collected from NASA and elsewhere, either in audio or video or image format. This is one of those data points, and starting in the next map you'll have the functionality to discover the 3D models. The buttons are different for each type. You can interact with to play and pause and skip between the different images. Here on the solar system, we have the models scaled accurately, and their trajectories positioned are determined by SPICE data. The planets, you can tell, were not to scale. Those are billboard icons that allow you to be able to see them all in the same perspective. That takes you back to mission control, which completes one cycle of the game loop where you go from mission control to a new scene on Eros, back to the solar system, which is looping the entire mission timeline. That is the duration of the trajectory we extracted. And then back to mission control to see any new updates that you have there, whether you've discovered more objects or you want to read about the next mission. And then you just travel back out and you're ready. If you can see that highlighted rock, that is how we've hidden the gallery objects for you to discover. Those are the models of from NASA. The little lock that keeps popping up on the screen is one of the types of notifications that we have displaying for the user so that they know how to go about the experience. Right now I'm trying to grab this model, but that's part of the functionality that you unlock later in the game. You can see as I was moving, the screen narrows in a tunnel vision sort of way, and it's to help with the nausea that you get with real motion in VR. And this walkthrough, this capture does go through the entire experience for each of the scenes that we created. So you'll see a repeat of the format of it, but it's basically just loading you into a new section each time you go, showing a little introduction, and then letting you explore that space and make discoveries of the objects that we've hidden in the world. Each time you go to a slice of Eros, you will also unlock new features, like I mentioned, being able to grab the objects. That one is what was just unlocked here. You can grab and also resize. So throughout, you'll get small new abilities like that. From the beginning, you can walk around and look at the data points, and then from there, it expands what you can do. You can see better there as I was running for a decent distance, the the effect to make the peripheral vision reduced. This is one of the image data points. This one just has one image, but you can see you can go between the different images in the scene and read about each one. This text was pulled from, and the images were pulled from different NASA galleries, and the links to the source for reference citation are on the objects as well. Here's Vesta, it's another asteroid. You can see that I have now the ability to grab them and resize them. Every time you unlock a new object, it is sent to the gallery room, which is another part of mission control. So when you go back after this, you'll be able to see that same object in that room. And only once you have found it in the world do you get it in that room where you can place it where you want. I think I'll leave it at that. I think that covers all the features. This does go through the last couple levels. And you can see a couple of the other characteristics of the scene where I look at different display elements as I go between them. But this pretty much covers everything. What we're looking for from this is how much this video meets what your expectations are for us demonstrating the project. If we need to make another iteration of it and other things we might omit to make it more brief or add to make it more complete, just let us know. We'd be happy to make as many iterations of this as you need. Thanks.